Hey, I'm David. I also go by Plaidman, as is the name of the channel. Long story short, I chose Plaidman because for years and years and years, I was wearing plaid. And it became a thing that I just wore all the time, and it was a go-to. Like some people wear dress clothes, dress shirts, what have you, and I wear plaid. So I'm not trying to make it super cool, super fancy, super whatever, but yeah. So we're going with it. We're trying it out. We're seeing how it works. Also, to me, Plaidman is indicative of the type of people who work with their hands, who, when they give you a handshake, it's very firm. They have a knowledge and ability to do things that is not just in the ether, in the internet or what have you. They can build your house, they can repair your car, they can mow your lawn, and everything in between. And I'm not trying to attack keyboard artists or anything like that. I think those guys are amazing. What I am trying to represent is a guy who, myself, I'm 32, and I have spent most of my adult life working. Whether it's weed whacking, like using the tools behind me, or helping with odds and ends and handyman work or construction or set building or stuff like that. And I have worked, as a production manager doing other stuff, but most of the things that I love are actually like getting in the grit and working really hard at things. But interestingly enough, while we're talking about me, as you probably know, this is a new channel. This is a new idea. This is a new concept. I'm a little bit worried and uncertain on how to do all the things and stuff and whatever. So I'm trying to work it out and figure it out and make it awesome. But I'm also not super cool, and it's just me right now. I don't even have my girlfriend like hooking me up with the edits, so it's just me. So have a little patience and understanding. So, I wish, and for future reference, I will have like a plan, an idea of, oh, hey, I'm gonna talk about this and this. For this video, what I wanted to talk about, other than introducing myself as, hey, I'm David and Plaidman, is I wanted to talk about the state of the world and kind of introduce you to what I feel is the problem with everything, the whole globe, and our future as a race. In case you heard that was my smartwatch telling me I got an achievement. I probably moved too much and whatever. So if I were to simplify it for everyone, and what I've made this channel, what I'm going to continue to make this channel, what I really want to push on this channel is you and me talking about solutions to problems. So I'd ask you to put in the comments, and I'm going to read them, what you feel like are problems. And then as we go along, we're going to take those comments, and I'm going to do a video, and I'm going to do some research, and hopefully it'll be super cool. We'll see. And actually talk about problems. I don't necessarily want to do videos about like, hey, yeah, and like Trump said blah, and blah, Obama did this, and like, oh, Kamala Harris, and blah, blah, blah. I don't necessarily want to do all of the current events, everything that's going on, because I listen to that stuff. I enjoy it. Everything from Ben Shapiro to Tim Pool and then some. I think it's interesting. But what I want to focus on is like, cool, enough of just looking at all of the problems, because there's a huge spectrum of problems and issues. Let's take one and let's hypothesize what is a solution to this one. And then let's hypothesize and come up with a solution for this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. And I don't think it's gonna be fucking easy. I think that you and me and the average, Jane and Joe out there working their jobs and their 9 to 5, and they're watching their Netflix and their Amazon and their Hulu, we don't have the time and the energy to like try and figure this out, right? But I feel like collectively, all of us putting in 5-10 minutes of thought to this problem, whatever the problem might be, we can come up with a solution. And one of the things I've noticed is that time and time again, you have a special interest group, okay? So I like to joke and say, so it's the people saving the whales or the tree huggers, okay? You have a group of people who are like, hey, we want to save the trees, or hey, we want to save the whales. And it's like, cool. And I've seen a lot of these jokes of like, oh, you have these people who are anti-oil, and they're saying, hey, fuck you, oil company, whatever, with their little signs and all this shit. And they're there in motorboats that are run by oil. So it's a bit ironic. But outside of that, what you have is a group of people who are like, we don't like one thing. And very often they don't come up with a solution. They're just like, we don't like it. Kind of like I live in California, outside of LA, not too far, but basically LA. And one of the things that was passed recently was like, oh, we're gonna ban straws. So straws are not really banned. I can go to a fast food restaurant and ask for a straw, or a restaurant and ask for a straw. But with restaurants, I have to ask for it as opposed to them giving it to me. So it's a minor inconvenience. Rather hilarious, but it's like if you like your water and your ice and you want a fucking straw, then you gotta ask for it because they won't give it to you. So that's what they've done to handle the straw issue, because the idea is, okay, let's start from this point. So the problem is, supposedly the people at the top of the California government are like, hey, there's X amount of pollution and in the sea, and we want to fix this problem. We want to fix California's contribution to this. Great. I'm all for California taking a stake and being like, hey, we want to fix this problem. Cool, not a problem. But we, as a state, don't really produce that pollution. So there is X number of tons of pollution in the ocean, and California's contribution to that tonnage is like small as fuck. But we're gonna ban straws as a baby step, I guess, in that direction. I don't care about banning or unbanning straws. Not really a big deal. I did see the video about the tortoise and them pulling the straw out of their nose. If you haven't seen it, I'll find it. I'll link it in this video. It's sad. It sucks. And I wouldn't wish that upon any animal, because these sea turtles are just, they're doing their thing, they're doing their job, they're doing their life cycle, and them to come across this foreign object and they somehow get in their nose and then it's just stuck there because they don't have the ability to take it out is horrible, okay? But if we're being honest with each other, the solution isn't to just ban one specific thing, like straws. That isn't the solution. That is a small group trying to come up with a thing that says, hey, blah, 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 blah. And it rarely ever results in, hey, let's, very rarely results in a final solution to the problem. So what I want to go into, and we'll make different videos about this stuff, but what I want to go into is what are real solutions? I've seen videos about people who invented little technical things like that could swim in the water and collect pollution. I've seen that in Brazil they have these boats that like pick up stuff. And you know, honestly, I don't see, if we have a floating island of plastic in the ocean, why can't we just go and get that and then recycle it? I don't see why we have a problem with that. So what I want to talk about, what I have attention on, is like, let's focus on solutions, whatever it might be. So I ask you, my viewers, few though you might be at the moment and ever growing, to feed me things that you want to talk about. Feed me things, comment below on, hey, I want to talk about this. I've seen issues about blah, this, video links, comments, hey, you know, your background's stupid, your shirt's stupid, whatever, things like that. I'll read it, I love it, it's fine. I appreciate you. If you have subscribed or not, or you're just watching this video, I do very much appreciate you guys. I'm brand new, I feel like I'm super late to the game, but feed me, and let's tackle the world's problems, and from a ground up perspective, let's come up with solutions. Let's just stop talking about the problems and let's come up with solutions. And I feel like if we as a people focus on that instead of the problems, just we'll actually start solving it. And then ideally, I want to get to a point where we can start coming up with ideas that every homeowner or Joe Schmo or whatever, any average person across the world can start contributing their 1% to making their world and subsequently the entire world a better place. And that is something I want to see, and I invite you to participate with me. Thank you. Bye, guys.